What's up, everybody? All three of you. I always just think it's weird that people just like arrive on social media or TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all this stuff. And people just like ride the wave and just like pick up on it, as opposed to like ever people introducing themselves. But yeah, my name's Bo Alexander. I'm a personal trainer, gym owner, multiple kind of entrepreneur, do all sorts of different things. But I'm based in Dallas, Texas, 31 years old, youngest of 5 siblings. Yeah, I've been training, 31, so I've been training since I was 18. I've been very fortunate to train a lot of people, professional athletes, your everyday people, trying to make an impact, trying to do what I love. What I do best, really, is just work with people, find solutions to their, intimate problems, and try to just, make people's lives better. I don't know. Today's been like a rough day. Very emotional. A lot of things kind of just going on, but I won't dive into that too much. I'm gonna get a good workout in today. Today I'm gonna do a little upper body, a little chest work. Everyone's probably had pretty tough go at it the past couple of years. Huge change up in a lot of our lives with COVID and losing friends, losing relationships, losing family, whether that's physical loss. If you've gone through that, I'm very sorry for you. But also just friends. Past couple of years, I've lost a lot of friendships. It's been really tough, especially when at the time you feel like you're doing everything you can to be your best, not only for yourself, but for people around you. But sometimes people aren't going to necessarily always see that you are doing your best, or don't understand, or don't feel like they're getting the fair end of the deal, when all you're trying to do is survive or become a better person or work on yourself or try to be better for those around you. Yeah, I've learned a lot the past couple of years. I've learned that, a lot of things in life will happen. They're not always good or bad, but how we see them, how we handle them, how we perceive those situations in your life really do determine your outcome. And so when hard things happen, you can look at them as opportunity to learn from something, or you can just be faced with the hard realities. But the only way to keep moving forward is to find some sort of opportunity in those situations, or at least that's what I tell myself. But a lot of the difficult things I have gone through, in the moment I didn't feel like I could handle, or the moment I didn't feel like I could survive, or that I didn't want to. But in reality, I feel like you look at the past and you look at all the hard stuff you have gone through, and if you have the opportunity to do that, it means you're still here today. And so, although I've gone through a lot today or this week or even just this month, it's nowhere near the worst I've ever gone through. And so I feel like there's still opportunity. But anyway, just wanted to introduce myself first and rant, because I'm gonna have a great workout today. It's a headphones in, hoodie, upper body day. It's late. I've been training since 6 today, 6 a.m. Probably get started here in about 15-20 minutes, so about 7:30 start time. Just try to put some more content out there. Try to kind of be a positive force in someone's life that is going through the same stuff that I'm going through, because we're all going through tough stuff, and I feel like if I can inspire a couple people with my platform and the stuff that I've learned, and try to just continue fighting every day to be a better person, you know, like, to me that's super valuable. So if one person does see this and it changes your life or inspires you in some way to be okay feeling vulnerable and be able to speak out and say, hey, you know, I'm not feeling good either and I need help. You know, I want someone to talk to. There's so much strength in being able to voice that you're not okay, or in a way there's so much strength in voicing that you feel weak. And so the gym has always been a great place for me to feel strong, for me to feel productive, for me to feel in control. And in reality, I feel like that's where a lot of us do struggle. We feel like we don't have control over aspects of our life. We don't feel like we have the power to choose, the power to make a difference. But this is the one place where I feel totally in control. I feel strong, I feel powerful, I feel capable, I feel in control, I feel on top of the world. And it helps for me to be able to carry that on as much as I can to other people. So, yeah, I'm gonna get started. But thanks for watching. Yeah, I mean, it always kind of ends up where I just start off with, you know, mostly compound movements. Try to get a lot of volume with those, you know. So I don't really have a whole lot of variation when it comes to like movement selection. I'll usually, you know, on a bench day, I'll hit some flat bench, some incline bench, a lot of back work. I do back probably four or five times a week. Just makes it feel good, keeps my shoulders healthy. And I love doing pull-ups, I love doing pull-downs. Bench press I actually really don't like all that much. I have like relatively long arms. I mean, I'm only like 5'11", but when I would power lift, you know, I'd beat people on squats and deadlifts by 100 pounds, and then, you know, barely win because someone bench pressed 150 pounds more than me. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't have these T-Rex arms. Really like maxed out bench in a long time, so I think like lately I've been around 335 for like 2 reps. Maybe could have got a third. It's October 6th, I think. But in Texas, that doesn't mean shit. Honestly, it's something about lifting in a hoodie. You know, it's still kind of hot. It just sets the mood, puts the mind in the right place. That was a sloppy, it was a good solid 8, but a sloppy 9. Getting into the fall, I don't know, I just feel like getting a little bit more moody. My music interests change, but I like moody hip hop stuff. Some close friends, Little Baby, Fresco Trey, Need You. I don't know how new Fresco Trey is. I think I heard him first like 2021, but dude's stuff's good. Hoodie, headphones, moody mix. It's over. Thought throwing the hoodie up would help, but only got 6 that time. PR'd the first set though, so can't really complain. So we'll keep it there. The last one actually felt really good. I think I got 8 there. I'll have to double check, honestly. But I'll still back down, 275 now, and hit some drop down sets for more reps. It's the only thing about hoodie workouts is eventually you'll lose layers. Need a fucking haircut. Shit's getting hot. I don't know if you can see this, but nights like this, Kalani, fire. Sometimes the hoodie only lasts one exercise. On the incline press, the real benefit is the increased range of motion, the greater stretch. Grip width is going to vary person to person. Find what allows you to get the maximum range of motion with the right activation, right sensation, safely. Everything else will take care of itself, because the only thing you can do to maximize your strength is be consistent long term, which just means staying healthy and finding what works best for you. More and more layers. You build a real strong barbell row, there's nothing you can't do. The things you just do, you just feel, even if you're not using that much weight, you just feel stronger for doing that exercise. It's just something. When doing the barbell row, just make sure you're minimizing how much your back is moving. A little bit's okay, but you don't want to be doing like a low shrug. Use appropriate weights. It's not an ego contest. You're going to progress faster than people that aren't using the right weights, because you're going to be strengthening the right muscles while they're strengthening their traps and their lower back. You're actually going to get a really strong back. So what do you actually want? If you want a lower back that's strong, barbell row is not the best way to do it. If you want traps that are strong, barbell row, not the best way to do it. You're using a suboptimal exercise incorrectly. Use the right form with the best weight you can. You're going to progress. When doing any kind of pull down variation, we don't want to lean back too much. You're basically then just turning it into a horizontal pull or a row motion. Trying to stay more upright, get good. Length of that lat, pull from there. control that negative. The lats are especially big muscles, and so we want to try and spend as much time under tension and time under the appropriate range of motion, fully lengthening those muscles as much as possible. So increasing your time under tension, let that lengthening phase, the eccentric phase or the negative phase, draw that out as long as you can without your grip becoming an issue. That's why these mag grips are great, because they take the grip, make it a lot easier to hold on for longer, still getting good lat activation, but not sacrificing the grip in the forearms. What are you trying to train? Are you trying to train your lats? Are you trying to train your back? Or are you trying to get bigger forearms grip? If you're a rock climber, train the forearms all you want, but if you're a bodybuilder or you're an average person, you probably care about your lats and your back and your shoulders a little bit more than your hands. A lot of what I'm saying is not going to be 100% accurate to every single person out there, but it's going to cover the basis for a lot of people. We do our research, but we see so many clients. There are those individual differences here and there. Some people are going to respond a little bit better to certain exercises. Some people have different anatomy, different limitations based on bone structure, injury history, things like that. So don't take everything that someone says to you as complete fact. No matter how much you trust them, there's probably some leeway in there where they have good intentions, but it's not going to be 100% accurate to get to everybody. So, grain of salt. Doing a cable fly is going to take advantage of the pecs, mainly just because we're going to be able to isolate them more. If you think about it, the finished position in a cable fly is going to be the same thing as you finish it through a press. The only difference is that tricep, that elbow extension, no longer involved. You're still going to get some shoulder, not as much, but you're going to be able to isolate that pec because you're getting it in the same range of motion. That's tricep involvement. Still a lot of pec involvement, of course, because that's the main muscle that's moving. You're going to get a little bit more bicep involvement from a straight arm position. Not so much that I would call it a bicep exercise. It's still going to be a pec isolation exercise. You're going to get a little bit more shoulder improvement. But because we're not pressing and extending that tricep, it's going to allow you to isolate the chest a lot more, help develop the chest without really fatiguing the triceps. It's heavy. When we do a fly, we want to bring those hands together. We want to kind of reach out a little bit. Not so much that you're reaching from your shoulder or from your trap, but get that press, kind of like you're trying to press your hands together, and then reach out to get that peak pec contraction. On all my chest pressing days, I like to do a lot of high volume dips, similar to a decline press. Doing dips, that kind of downward pressing motion, really good for helping prevent a lot of potential pec tears. Press down without the traps coming up. So keep the traps down, get that pec into a good stretch position as much as you can, and then press back down. This is usually going to be something on every pressing workout. I'm going to do a lot of repetitions. Not something I'm ever really going to max out all that much. You probably see me do anywhere from 50 to 100 reps. We're wanting to do tricep extensions. You want to kind of hit from two different positions. I find this to be the most effective. Hitting an overhead extension, motion like this. Trying to keep your elbows in that same place. Touch your bicep to your forearm, and then push back again. Here, there's going to be tension the entire time. So even in that overhead position, actually I'm maximally loading that overhead, or excuse me, the long head of that tricep. understanding that when our bicep is fully shortened, right, our elbow is flexed, that our tricep has to lengthen. So that's why we want to try and touch the forearm to the bicep to allow that tricep to lengthen as much as we can before going into a fully shortened position where we extend that arm as much as possible, shortening that muscle. So when we finish doing overhead extensions, that's when we want to try and go into a more leveraged position with a standard tricep push down. Bicep curls, you're typically going to want a little bit more variation. Barbells, dumbbells, things like that. They're going to work, obviously, different muscle fibers. But the main thing we want to really focus on is making sure that we're not compensating with one bicep versus the other. So if you're only doing easy curl, preacher curl machines, barbell curls, you want to mix in some dumbbells over time to help make sure that you're balancing out. Notice I like to rotate at the top. I start off in more of like a hammer curl grip, and then I like to rotate at the top. It's actually going to shorten that muscle a little bit more, increase the contraction at the top, and lengthen at the bottom. And again, it kind of goes back to what we're saying, as they're going down, they're going to a more neutral position. That bicep's going to be under more length. As I come to the top, the more I can turn that hand, I get that bicep to contract a little bit more, create more of a peak contraction, more activation of the muscle. If you think about it over time, it's going to compound. You're going to get better results over time because you're getting a better contraction for every single rep. It might not seem like a lot during one repetition or one set, but compounded over time, months, years, decades of training, you're going to get a much better contraction for every single rep. You're depositing that much more quality repetitions in your bicep bank account. So, bicep bank account, trademark pending. Then once you fatigue from that motion, then we can start going into straight hammer curls. You're gonna have a little bit more leverage there. So you can last a little bit longer. That's what she said. Just a little way to create a little bit more efficiency, train a little bit smarter, employ some of the methods that we use to be able to get more training stimulus in less time. You're probably just gonna assume that my favorite color is orange. It's not. Well, that I'm from Tennessee, I'm not. Actually just says finesse. Tennessee's like etched out. Some designer made these. It's pretty cool. But you already know. Dallas, Texas, baby. Yeah, training session day, even with filming, warm up, everything like that, 75, 80 minutes. That's a big benefit, honestly, of having my own gym. It's a private gym. So like once we close, I can just get after it and not really worry about traffic or waiting on machines or things like that. Sometimes I'll have friends or training partners pull up and they'll train with me. It's fun, but sometimes just being in an empty gym, I get a lot of questions about that, like on social media. It's like, oh, I feel like no one's ever at your gym. It's because we're private. We don't open for just anybody. No, we like it this way. You got to know us. It's kind of select for people that just kind of get lucky and find us. But yeah, it's about 8:40. Time to go home, get some food. I actually got this new company in Dallas called Packing Bowls. I'm gonna try their stuff out for the first time today. They actually hit me up on Instagram and sent me some stuff, and really healthy looking meals, good balance of macros, good protein, good variety on their website. So try that out today. I'll let everyone know how I feel about it, how I think. I gotta give them some feedback tomorrow. Yeah, no, I'm hungry. I'm trying out Packing Bowls. They're a local Dallas company, so if you're a Dallas company, I'd love to support. So any way that I can. Love handwritten notes too. If you're gonna take time to like handwrite a note, that is so awesome. Like it's the little things like that that just are crazy, like crazy thoughtful. This looks like, yeah, this is a brisket bowl, so I'm gonna have that tomorrow. Honestly, like, I'm gonna open it up for a second because like
Doesn't that look so fun? Excuse my language, that looks so good. Like this packing bowls. Yeah, so like background, like a lot of people, I guess they pivoted during COVID and decided to just open like a badass catering business. And yeah, so I checked out like their Instagram, and if they're not killing it yet, they're going to, because everything I've seen, everything everyone's said about this place is just like straight fire. Like this is their Mediterranean bowl, so I'm gonna have it tonight. Chicken, chickpeas, like a Mediterranean salad with cucumber, tomato, looks like a lemon tzatziki maybe. But yeah, this mixed greens, honestly, I don't even want to wait. I'm just gonna like dig into this right now. This looks bomb. Look at that. Just straight, like everything you need. Protein, healthy fats, healthy vegetables, and carbs. They're super flavorful. And like, excuse me, like the chickpeas are toasted, so they're kind of crunchy. It's almost like a chickpea crouton. But you got feta in there, a little like maybe a harissa, it's a little bit of spice, or maybe that's like the seasoning on the chicken. But yeah, I'm gonna order a lot of this. This is, they're so close to the gym. Packing bowls. We're gonna talk. We got some business to do. Surprise, surprise, his shirt's off. Yeah, I know I'm like super late to the YouTube game. I mean, I've been training people for again like 12 years now. And I've always had the idea of like making more content and putting stuff out there, and collaborating with people and things like that. And I've just never really gotten around to doing it. And for the longest time, I had like this paralyzing belief of like, nobody cares. Who wants to hear what I have to say? There's so many people that are smarter out there than me. But I've been thinking a lot about that, and just that like, not everyone has the same lived experiences. Everyone's different. You've done things that I'll never experience. You know things I'll never know. And really just using it as an opportunity to, I don't know, advocate for people that are unsure of themselves, are feeling like strong senses of doubt or lack of direction or lack of clarity. Do you think about everyone that you've ever looked up to in life? They all started off relatively unknown. Like I think of the people that I'm like, man, that person's just killing it. Like the Chris Bumsteads of the world, or the Christian Guzmans, or the James Smiths, and all these people that are killing it in the fitness industry and just doing such awesome stuff that I look up to and follow every single day. And I'm just like, wow, it's crazy. Like they have such huge followings. Bradley Martin, that dude's killing it. Like he's killing it on so many different fronts. And these people are all so intelligent. And so you kind of get in this cycle of like, well, their voices are already out there. Why would someone want to listen to me? They probably felt the same way when they got started. Like, they just kept going and kept believing in themselves and kept thinking that, you know, something out there, I have some sort of value to provide. And I get it affirmed every single day. I have so many people that are like, oh man, you need to do this, you need to do this, you're so smart, you're so gifted, you're so good at what you do, you've changed my life, all these things. You have so much good information. You always seem to have the right answer. All of these things. But like, you just think that's because someone's proximal to you, someone knows you, someone is paying you for your time. So they of course want you to have the right answer because they're paying you for it. But like, people actually do believe in you. Like, the information that you do have has value to people. So don't be afraid of using your voice, using your platform, spreading the knowledge that you have, because you are going to know something that some of those people that you look up to don't even know yet. And so, again, everyone starts from somewhere. And if it's something you really are passionate about, and you feel like you can make a difference in the world, like, why not do it? That's all I have for today. I'm gonna eat, shower. I got some programming to do tomorrow. And tomorrow's leg day, so I'm gonna need to sleep. Good night, love you.